What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 78 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin. I'm coming to you live from my dining room, and today I want to give you all my picks of Week 7 in the NFL. Last week, I didn't do that good again. I still went 500, but a horrible record. I went 7-7. So my total is 55-39 on the year. I'm doing all right, but the last 2 weeks, I've just been garbage. So I got to make better picks. So let's start tonight. Let's start tonight with the Thursday night game. Broncos taking on the Browns. Now, I know the Browns are pretty much all on IR. Baker Mayfield's not playing. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, their running backs, are not playing. I think they're missing some receivers too. I don't know if Odell Beckham's playing. I know they're missing a lot of defensive players too. So Case Keenum's going to be the quarterback. He's not that bad. But we'll see how he does against the Broncos. And the Broncos have been struggling, but this could be a bounce-back game for them. I'm not too confident on who I want to pick, but honestly, I think I'm going to roll with the Browns here. I think they could bounce back. I don't know. I don't see it being a pretty game for either ball team. So for those reasons, give me the Browns to win 23-21. Next is the Sunday games. We have the Chiefs taking on the Titans. This should be a really good game. The Chiefs need to get another win here. They got a good win last week. And the Titans got a great win over the Bills. They've been running the ball like crazy with Derrick Henry. And I do see Derrick Henry, exploding all over the Chiefs defense. There's just no one that there's no defenses that could stop Derrick Henry right now. He's killing it. But as for the Chiefs, they still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have a good offense. And I think they could get things going here. Titans defense isn't really that great either. So I kind of expect this being a high-scoring game. I definitely see it going over 50 total points. Give me the Chiefs to win here, though, 30-24. I think it's going to be close. This is another game I'm not super confident on because, the Titans have been looking good with Derrick Henry, and the Chiefs always have a chance. Next is the Washington football team versus the Packers. All right, I'm going to go with the Packers here. They've been rolling, and I also can't stand Washington. But the Packers have looked good. I can't stand the Packers either. But if it comes to rooting for both, either team, I'm going to have to side with the Packers, because Washington's just a division rivalry. So I need the Packers to win here. And I think they do. They've been looking pretty good. They won 5 straight games. They're 5-1. So I like them to win here. I'm going to give them 31. Let's go 31-17, Packers. Next is the Bengals versus the Ravens. This is a fire matchup. I don't know really who to pick. I think I'll go with the Ravens. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if the Bengals do show up and win. I mean, Joe Burrow's been playing out of his mind. Lamar Jackson's looked good, though, on the Ravens. This is a tough matchup. This is an AFC North rivalry. Both teams are going to play tough football. And, I expect a back-and-forth game. But I could also see Joe Burrow, going on the road to play the Ravens and getting beat up by the Ravens defense because the Ravens defense is weird. I know a lot of them are hurt, and so they haven't looked as good as they had in recent years. But last week they shut out Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So maybe they'll get that momentum going and shut out Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I don't know, man. It's going to be a good game, but I do like the Ravens here. I'm going to take the Ravens to win 30-23. That's going to be my score. Next is the Panthers versus the Giants. I'm really rooting for the Panthers here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. The Panthers have not looked that great. They started 3-0. Now they're 0-3 since. And the Giants have looked awful too. This is a real 50-50 game that I'm not super confident in picking. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Panthers, but it's like, which Sam Darnold showing up? Are we going to get the Sam Darnold in the first 3 weeks, or are we going to get the Sam Darnold from the Jets who showed up the last 3 weeks? It's going to be real tough. It's going to be really tough to tell who wins this game, but I am going to favor the Panthers here. Give me the Panthers to win 21-13. Next is the Falcons versus the Dolphins. On paper, this sounds like a good game. A bad game, but I actually see this being a good game. I actually see it be kind of high scoring. I need it to be high scoring because I have Matt Ryan as my quarterback this week against the Dolphins defense because Justin Herbert's on his bye. So I'm really pulling for the Falcons here, especially Matt Ryan. But it wouldn't surprise me if Tua and the Dolphins can get it done and also put up a lot of points and beat the Falcons. Both these teams' defenses don't look that good. Their offenses, I do favor the Falcons' offense. They are getting Calvin Ridley back, which is one of Matt Ryan's favorite targets. So I see the Falcons winning here, and I see them winning by the score of 33-30. I see it being that high scoring. I could be wrong, but who knows? Next is the Jets versus the Patriots. The Jets are coming off their bye. Meanwhile, the Patriots are coming off a tough loss in overtime to my Cowboys. However, though, the Patriots are playing back in Foxborough, and I could see them getting a bounce-back win over the Jets here. But I could see the Jets keeping it competitive, honestly. I really can. It's a division rival game. I'm sure the Patriots will win. And the Patriots beat them up pretty good in the beginning of the year. But, hey, anything can happen. It wouldn't surprise me if the Jets won. But I got to side with the Patriots here, 24-17. Next is the Eagles taking on the Raiders. All right, so obviously you guys know the drill. I'm going to be picking the Raiders here, but I'll explain why. The Eagles' defense, outside their front seven, their secondary hasn't looked that good. And Derek Carr, he's really good at throwing the deep ball. So I could see him getting a couple deep plays to his receivers for some touchdowns. But I could also see the Eagles' defense also getting to Derek Carr and hitting him and sacking him a few times. I actually see this being a close game, but I'm going to have to side with the Raiders, obviously, because I can't stand the Eagles. And I just think the Raiders are that much better on offense than the Eagles' offense. Jalen Hurts hasn't looked bad, especially running the ball. But I just have to go with the Raiders here. They won a big game last week against the Broncos, a division rival. John Gruden resigned. So, maybe there's hope for them. So give me the Raiders to win 30-25. Next is the Lions taking on the Rams. All right, so we got Matt Stafford at home taking on his former team. I just see him lighting them up for like 4 or 5 touchdown passes. I really do. I don't see this game being competitive like one bit. I just see it being one-sided. So not much to really explain here. Give me the Lions to win. I'm sorry. No, not the Lions. Give me the Rams to win here, 37-13. And I still might be too generous. It might even be a blowout. Like the Lions might not even score a point and the Rams could get 40 or 50. But we'll see, Next is the Bears taking on the Buccaneers. So for some reason in my head, I kind of saw this being a close game. And it still might be. But, I really don't know. They're playing in Tampa. The Bears haven't looked that good this year. Their defense is all right, but I don't think it's enough to really shake up Tom Brady. I remember last year these two teams played, and I picked the Bears to win as the underdogs, and they got it. And but not this time. Just not this time, man. I just see Justin Fields struggling. And I know the Tampa Bay defense is beat up, but I think it's going to come down to Tom Brady, and I think even if the Bears get to Tom Brady earlier in the game, as time goes on, he's going to figure him out and get the win. So, give me the Bucs to win here. I'm going to go 28-19. All right, next is the Texans versus the Cardinals. So we have the Texans coming in to play the Cardinals. They're facing DeAndre Hopkins' former team. I definitely see DeAndre Hopkins lighting them up like a Matt Stafford situation. Maybe not scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns, but definitely getting over 100 yards, about 10 catches, and maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. I just see them feeding him the ball a lot in this game. And, even if the Texans' game plan to shut him down, they still have A.J. Green and Christian Kirk. Those guys have been killing it. Their running backs have been killing it. I don't know if Zach Ertz is playing in this game, but if he is, that's a big upgrade for them at tight end. So give me the Cardinals to win here. I'm going to go 34-10. Next is the Colts facing the 49ers. This is the Sunday night game, the late game. I don't know why they didn't flex this game for a better game, like you could have put the Chiefs and Titans here, any other game besides this. But I do see it being competitive. Carson Wentz, he's looked good in his past few games. He doesn't turn the ball over as much as he used to. As for the 49ers, they're coming off their bye. They're feeling good. They're playing healthy, They've got a little healthier, I'd say. I wouldn't say they're completely healthy. I don't know who's playing quarterback for them, whether it's Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo. But I know they're coming off their bye and everything. But honestly, I'm gonna go with the Colts here. I really am going with the Colts. I think they've been playing the better football lately. They've been running the football really well with Jonathan Taylor. And I think that's the recipe to defeat the Niners on the road. So give me the Colts to win here, 28-24. And last but not least, the Monday night game, we have the Saints taking on the Seahawks. So the Seahawks were beaten up. They're all injured, and they lost a really close game to Pittsburgh in overtime. Now, honestly, Pittsburgh isn't that great. I don't think Pittsburgh is that good, and the Seahawks aren't that good this year. Even before Russell Wilson went down, they weren't looking too good. As for the Saints, they're up and down. One week they'll beat up a team 34-14. Jameis Winston will have 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then the next week they'll lose 34-14, and Jameis Winston will have no touchdowns and picks. So I don't know what Jameis Winston is going to show up. They are going to be on the road in Seattle against a tough crowd. Seattle's crowd always brings the noise and tries to distract you. But the Saints are coming off the bye. They've had a little bit more time to get healthier and rest, and I think they're going to come in there, and Sean Payton figured out a way that he's going to beat the Seahawks. It might be a close game, and I think it will be. But give me the Saints to win this game, 31-21. And as for teams on the bye week would be the Steelers, Vikings, Jaguars, Bills, Chargers, and my Dallas Cowboys. So that's it. Those were all my Week 7 predictions. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram. Like, subscribe, do whatever you can to promote my page. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.